Hi YouTubers, resellers, and thrifters. My name is Carrie and my channel here on YouTube is Be Carried Away. I'm a sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time reseller, meaning that I go to thrift stores primarily. I also love estate sales, flea markets, and occasionally I do hit up some garage sales, looking for items that are undervalued in order to resell them online on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, occasionally Depop, to sell for a profit. So today I'm here at the hotel that Mike is basically living in. He's a travel nurse and he's upstairs asleep. I just got back from running some errands and I thought I would do this intro video on what really is the ultimate goal of my reselling online for profit. So these are the really fun sales. These are what make it worthwhile. These are my sales that have gone upwards of $100 and close to $100 in profit. So my cost of goods generally is quite low. I do a lot of thrifting. Most of these items in this video are from Salvation Armies or thrift stores and I had very low cost of goods. So it's one thing to have a $100 plus sale. If you paid $75 for it, you know, that's not necessarily a super sale. It's not what it looks like, in other words. But these, I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it, where I did get it, if I did thrift it or where it came from, and what my sale price was. So again, this is what we all live for. This is the fun stuff, right? Not all the sales are like this, but if you have a few of these here and there throughout your reselling adventure, this is going to make you stay on the lookout for those big super bolos. So stay tuned and see what I sold for over $100, and I'll talk about how and why I think they went for that price, and what you can do to look for and search out those big money super bolos. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, we're gonna jump right in. Paintings of dogs, cats, horses, and other animals are always something you wanna look at. This was a signed and dated painting done by a local upstate New York artist who was, you know, regionally well known, and I was able to include all the pertinent information. I was able to research him, and even without that, this is just such a charming piece that it would have gone for this $170 price. I paid $3.99 for this at my Salvation Army. Absolutely look at paintings. Next is this J. Crew, and it's not just any J. Crew. This is new old stock, meaning that it's from about the 1980s, but it still has its original tag. It was a men's tall, and it has the oarsman tag. See that guy holding the stick up? That is the old vintage tag. If you see that with a price tag never worn, pick it up. Next is John Mayer. He's a musician, and this is a long sleeve vintage t-shirt. See, it's dated 91, 97. I don't know a lot about John Mayer, but I know to comp music related t-shirts, and I got $159 for this. I paid $2.99. Next is Issey Miyake. This, I paid 99 cents for this. It literally got lost in the shuffle in the thrift store. This, I think, is what scares a lot of people away from clothing, because if you don't know fashion and style, it can be a little daunting. You know, what is somebody going to be looking for? What are the current styles? That sort of thing. But if you know designers and you comp names on things, you're going to make some money on these. I sold this for $100 on a 99-cent buy-in because I comped Issey Miyake and also because I watched YouTube and knew that it was important. Okay, would you have picked these up? Look closely. I got these for $2.50 at a pay-by-the-pound thrift store. I picked these up because of the gold and because of that cool shape. It wasn't until I looked very, very closely that I saw these were Chanel. Real Chanel, rare. They were marked KSA, which stands for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia glass, I learned, and I sold these for $175 on Poshmark. I was able to comp just one single other set that wasn't even the same as this. It was the Demitasse cups, glasses that had sold for about $250 for a larger set. So that's how I got my $170 price and super sale. Next is an old vintage robe. Now, this might not look like much, but it feels fantastic. It had that luxury robe feel, you know, the really nice cotton. And I sold this for $100 because it was from the ALLLL, and the ALLLL is a very ritzy, upscale New York City hotel. So I definitely did my research on the ALLLL. I also did my research on the maker of the robe itself and found out it was luxury Turkish cotton and things like that that I put into the listing and was able to sell it for $100. Hotel terry cloth luxury robe, the ALLLL hotel logo embroidered. And you can see I do put all of the detail into my listings. If I've done the research for it, it's important to put it into the listing. Next, here's me holding up the Nutty cookbook, and just imprint this photo into your mind, this cookbook. If you see this cookbook, pick it up. Now, I always look for spiral bound cookbooks because they're put out by community organizations who are doing fundraisers and things like that, and people love them. This one is a spiral bound, but it's by Stuckey's, so the restaurant brand Stuckey's. Wait till you see what somebody paid for this. The Nutty Cookbook, Road Trip Americana. This was from the 1970s. It was in really good condition. I literally paid 49 cents for this. I flipped it for $140, and the buyer, I gave them free shipping on this because, I did not send it media mail though, because I paid so much for it. I did send this priority mail. Next is an item that I originally had as an auction. It was an anthropomorphic lion with just one cub, and a buyer contacted me and asked if I would take a $100 offer, and I did because I wanted to sell it for $100. It may have gone for more, but that was probably a really fair price. And she had a whole collection of these, and after I sold it to her, she sent me the sweetest thank you note with a photograph of the Arnart sugar coating lion. So that's called sugar coating when it's got those little kind of glossy bumps on it, and sugar coating items can go for quite a bit. So very, very sweet sale. Okay, take a look at this coat. Can you tell the maker? Does that pattern look similar to you? So this is the kind of pattern you want to burn into your mind as well. It's a little different than the scarf, but it's Burberry. I paid $6.99 for this at my Salvation Army, and this was true vintage in immaculate condition. One of my best finds ever. I sold this for $300 on Poshmark. I had it listed a little bit higher, but I took a $300 best offer, and of course on Poshmark the buyers do pay shipping. This was just absolutely stunning, and $6.99. It ended up in the thrift store somehow. So these finds are out there, guys. Just keep digging. Next is another coat. Coats really sell well because, people pay up for coats. You don't always have to have a real fur coat. Now, I have some real fur coats that have gone for lots and lots of money. This is faux fur, and that's why I included it here, but it's a really cool design. Cheyenne by Hillmore. You can see that it's true vintage by the tag. It has all of these fun, really high-end kind of accents, and I sold that for $120. It went to Australia. I bought it for $9.99. The buyer paid $55 to have it shipped and was all in for over $175. So those are some great sales, and this is what makes online selling fun.